Hello guys, welcome to NameTech channel. My name is Nehemiah and I'm happy to have you on board. So this is lesson 14 on Django, and we are going to talk about the deployment of Django project. But then before we begin, please take a minute, subscribe, like and share the video to your friends if you have not done so. And to the returning subscribers, I really appreciate you very much for your support. So without further ado guys, let's talk about the deployment of Django project. Guys, basically to deploy a project, it means to make it visible for other people on the internet to see. So far guys, basically in this tutorial we've made a project that runs locally on this computer. You can see I'm using the local host here. This 127.0.0.1 is the alias for the local host. Then 800 is the port number. So guys, basically where should we deploy our project? So basically guys, there are many providers out there that offers servers for Django project. But then in this tutorial, we will use the Amazon Web Services AWS platform because they offer a free solution that only require you to create an account, an AWS account. Remember, we created the account in the previous tutorial. So guys, basically what we do, in this other tab, what I'm gonna do guys, let me just log into the AWS aws.amazon.com account, and then what I'm gonna do guys, let me just log into let me sign into the console. And so guys, basically once you have signed in, you should be directed to the AWS console homepage, of which is this page here. And then now guys, basically we'll be using a service called Elastic Beanstalk to deploy the Django project. So guys, basically in this search bar, we are gonna type what? Let's just type in Elastic Beanstalk here. Just click on it. So guys, basically before we proceed, basically when you create a Django application, there are some Python packages that your projects depend on. Basically there are some packages that we installed in the previous lectures. So Django itself is a Python package, and we have to make sure that the server where we deploy our project also has the Django package installed, and all other packages in your project that your project requires. So guys, basically there's a command that I can do for us this stuff, that can give us the requirements, or I can give the requirements to our host to know the requirements for the project, and I install them. So let me show you that command. So basically here, first of all, let me break the server, and then guys, basically the command is a pip freeze. So let me type in pi, then m dash m, then pip. Pip is a package manager. Then let me say freeze, and then we are gonna create this file called requirements dot txt. So guys, basically it's gonna get all the requirements, and then it's gonna save it to the requirements dot txt. And then what we do guys, let's hit enter. I think the spelling is correct, and then let's hit enter. Let's hit enter, and then let's navigate to our project and see if it's there. Let me open my file explorer, and then mine today is here. Mine is here, and then guys, basically you can see we have the requirements.txt file here. Let's try to open and see the requirements that is available here. And then guys, basically you can see that these are the requirements that are needed for this project in the deployment server. But then now guys, basically Elastic Beanstalk needs more information. So what we do, we are gonna create another file. So guys, basically we have chosen AWS platform as our hosting provider, and then Elastic Beanstalk as a service to deploy the Django project, and it has some specific requirements. So what we're going to do is let's create another folder called EB extension folder. So what I'm going to do is let me navigate my project directory. Let me create what? Let me create a folder called dot eb eb extensions. And so guys, basically once you've created this folder called EB extension, let's navigate to our project today, actually to our VS Code, and then under these EB extensions, let's create a file called Django.config. So let me type in Django.config. Then in this Django.config, we are going to add in some settings. So let me say options dot settings option underscore settings, and then colon, and then here let's create some indentation there. Then perhaps let's type in AWS, Amazon Web Services, and then colon, and then here let's type in Elastic Beanstalk combined Elastic Beanstalk Elastic Beanstalk, then a colon, and then here let's type in container, and then also let's type in a colon, another colon, and then let's type in Python, then a colon again, and then here let's also create some indentation there, and then what we do, let's say let's type this setting here in caps A, actually I, and then path begins in a capital path, and then a colon, and then type in your project, of which in our case is it is Nametech, right? Nametech. And then what we do next, let's type in the colon, then let's say WSGI, and then again let's add in the colon, and then application, and then application. I think everything is okay. So guys, what you do, just select EB extension, select include, select lib, select members, select production files, select. Remember, script was for the virtual environment. We don't need it anymore. Then this is SQLite. We don't need it because we have PostgreSQL, and then also select this one. Then I select this one. Then what we do, let's compress the file, and then let me let me send it to a zip file. Let me send it to a zip or a compressed file. So guys, now we have the zip file here. So what we do, guys, basically let's navigate to the Elastic Beanstalk application. Here, guys, basically at this section, let's click on the create application here. Let's click on it. So here the application name, we can say, perhaps let me give it my first Django, and then what else, let's now choose the platform. These are optional, tags are optional, and then the environment name we've been given there, and then let's now upload the file. Basically, first of all, let's choose the platform. The platform is Python, and then Python 3.8 running on it is okay. And then what to do, let's upload our code, and then what to do, perhaps let me say version 1, version _1, and then what else, let's click on the local file, then let's upload it. It is here. Then what we do, let's open it, and then it's now uploaded. So now let's click on next, And then here service role, no option. So what we are going to do, let's create and use the new service role. This is step 2, this is a must. You can see the other steps are optional. So what we do, let me select this one, and then keep here. This one is we don't have to do that. So here instance permissions, let me do it. Let me just click on next. Let me click on next. Step 3 is optional. Let's click on next again. Let's click on next. And then step 4 is also optional. Let's wait and click on step 5. Step 5 is also optional. Then let's go to step 6. Is it step 6 or 7? It is step 6. So let's review our project. So it's a very okay. Let's just go with the default one. And then now what we do next here, let's let's click on submit. So guys, basically let's give it some time so that it may launch. So guys, basically it will take some time, but after it has completed, you'll get the domain here. If everything is okay, you'll get the domain, and also everything will be perfect. But then for now, let me just end the video here. And I think guys, you've gained something. Please consider now subscribing, like, and share the video to your friends. Until next time, this is Nehemiah. Goodbye.